Bill Russell was much more than a basketball legend and world-class athlete. Russell, a dedicated human rights activist, fought racial inequality in and out of professional sports. Russell was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in the East Room of the White House in February 2011. He told the audience about Russell's record 11 NBA championships, more than any other player in history. All of the titles were won while playing for the Boston Celtics. He endured insults and vandalism, but he kept focusing on making the teammates he loved better players, and paved the way for the success of so many who would follow, Obama said in 2011. And I hope that one day, in the streets of Boston, children will see a statue dedicated not only to Bill Russell the player, but also to Bill Russell the man. Following President Donald J. Trump's call for NFL owners to fire players who protested racial injustice by kneeling during the national anthem, Russell posted a photo on Twitter of himself kneeling while holding the medal. "What I wanted to do was show those guys that I support them," he told ESPN. Russell was the eventual victor. In 1955 and 1956, he led the University of San Francisco to NCAA tournament championships. In 1956, he won a gold medal with the United States Olympic basketball team. From 1959 to 1966, he led the Celtics to 8 consecutive NBA titles, far outnumbering the Yankees' 5 consecutive World Series victories, 1949 to 1953. And the Montreal Canadiens' 5 consecutive Stanley Cup victories, 1956 to 1960. He was named NBA Most Valuable Player 5 times and an All-Star 12 times. Russell was a reedy, towering figure at 6 feet 10 inches and 220 pounds, able to anticipate an opponent's shots and gain position for a rebound. And if the ball sailed through the hoop, his incredible leaping ability almost guaranteed he'd get it. He retired as the number 2 rebounder in NBA history, trailing only his longtime rival Wilt Chamberlain, who had 3 inches on him. Russell pulled down 21,620 rebounds, an astonishing average of 22.5 per game, with a single-game high of 51 against the Syracuse Nationals, the forerunners of the Philadelphia 76ers, in 1960. He didn't have much of a shooting touch, but he scored 14,522 points, many on high-percentage, short left-handed hook shots, for an average of 15.1 per game. His blocked shots, the total is unrecorded, because such records were not kept in his era, altered games. Beyond the court, Russell could appear aloof. He was bruised by the humiliations his family had faced when he was young in segregated Louisiana and by widespread racism in Boston. When he joined the Celtics in 1956, he was their only black player. Early in the 1960s, his home in Reading, Mass., was vandalized. Russell had 21,620 rebounds, an incredible average of 22.5 per game, with a career high of 51 against the Syracuse Nationals, the forerunners of the Philadelphia 76ers, in 1960. He didn't have much of a shooting touch, but he scored 14,522 points on an average of 15.1 per game, many of which came on high-percentage, short left-handed hook shots. His blocked shots, the total number is unknown because such records were not kept during his time, changed games. Russell may appear distant outside of the court. He was scarred by the humiliations his family had endured as children in segregated Louisiana, as well as by the widespread racism in Boston. He was the Celtics' only black player when he arrived in 1956. In the early 1960s, his Reading, Massachusetts, home was vandalized. Russell's primary allegiance was always to his teammates, not to Boston or the fans. He refused to sign autographs for fans or even as keepsakes for his teammates, preferring to maintain his privacy and avoid displays of adoration. When the Celtics retired his number 6 jersey in March 1972, he insisted on a private ceremony in Boston Garden. He refused to attend the induction ceremony for the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame, which is located in Celtics country, Springfield, Massachusetts. In each case, my intention was to separate myself from the stars' idea about fans, and fans' ideas about stars, Russell wrote in Second Wind, The Memoirs of an Opinionated Man, 1979, which he co-wrote with Taylor Branch.